What is going on, guys? Today we'll be going over a new looting slash money making strategy. Recently, Tarkov announced they have significantly increased the amount of rubles and safes, and this also affected cash registers. The amount change is anywhere between I think 5 and 13% more than before. I saw this on the Tarkov community site where suggestions are posted by the community and are up and down voted, then directly submitted to BSG, and it made me think, was there a good route to run for safes? And then when I realized that it also affected the registers, I knew interchange would be the best map for this money making technique. This route is really safe, especially if you spawn outside Oli, Goshan, or Idea. You can also put the money directly into your secure container so you don't need to worry about losing it if you die. While I'm not an advocate for pistol running, if you are a new player, this is a really good way for you to come in with minimal gear, loot up a few 100,000 rubles at little to no cost, while also not having to worry about extracting to make money. So the three keys are, it's going to be the idea register key, the Oli register key, and the Goshan register key. Now we will be going into a practice raid just so I can show you guys the loot potential and the route I run when doing this strategy. Okay, so one more thing I kind of mentioned at the end, but I take it most people probably won't get to the end. But I would suggest that you buy the keys just so if you spawn near a certain store, like you spawn near Idea, you spawn near Oli, I would hit it then. I wouldn't necessarily say it would be the safest thing if you try and run through the entire mall and hit all three, just because the chances of you running in and out of these major stores like Oli and Idea specifically, there's probably a pretty good chance you're going to run into PMCs. I also want to say that this isn't for like super advanced players, like we get it for people who like have a ton of hours and you know how to make all the rubles. Like, you probably don't think this is like the best or most exciting strategy, and while I don't disagree, I do think this is a really good strategy to make rubles on a budget with cheap keys, and for beginner players that might be struggling or have trouble extracting, this is at least a strategy where they can get in and out and not have to worry about extracting from the raid. And building off that, if the keys are more expensive now, don't be like, man, this why did this guy talk about this, like he like, listen, if people figure this out, it is definitely not because of me. I'm a super small YouTuber that like does this for fun. Like, maybe this video gets like 1,000 or 2,000 views. So yeah, if the keys are very expensive, don't blame me. Okay, so we're coming in from Idea on this side. If you spawn on Oli, which is on the opposite side, I would just run this route in reverse. And if you come in from Goshan or the front, maybe pick a certain side. There's registers in the three main stores though. So you're gonna come up here, and I'll fast forward through all the looting. But you're just gonna come up to these like little registers here, and you can unlock them with the keys. Sometimes there'll be none. Usually there's at least one stack. Sometimes you'll get more than one stack. You can get, 40 to 50,000 per register if you get lucky. If not, I would say 10,000 is a pretty safe assumption, but we'll fast forward from here. Okay. And just like that, in probably about 4 minutes, we made 300,000 rubles. And this isn't even the best. Goshan's probably the best, and I will show how I run that from here. So when you run out of Idea, you're going to want to go left. If you spawn out there, really to your right should be pretty safe unless someone pushes up. But this is like a pretty safe route to go. You're going to want to run through these back hallways and come through these double doors right here. There are computers and stuff that spawn back there if you're interested in stuff like that. Not as many people go in there anymore either, since like the Founding Raid hideout kind of made all that computer stuff useless. Like, even GPUs aren't worth that much, so you probably won't run into anybody back there, especially early on. But this is where there's a huge strip of registers, and yeah, we will hit them all now, and we will obviously fast forward till the end. Okay, and now we have about 500,000 rubles from all the registers in Goshan. That took us, there is more, obviously. What is that, 27 versus 20, so there is 7 more in here. But yeah, we're already at, what, 830,000. So now you're going to want to come through here. Again, for those that don't know, there are computers here if you need computer parts. This is also somewhere where you might run into somebody depending on how late into the raid you are. People might be in there, but the computer looting is kind of dead nowadays. So come through these doors, and you're going to be out in front of Oli here, so you're going to want to hook a left. Depending on how late into the raid you are, if you're like 10 minutes in, there's a good chance that there might be someone around here, maybe in the tech store, maybe on top of the escalators near Tech Light. But you're going to want to come in here, hook a left, and you can start on either side. Obviously, if you come up the escalators there, the registers start right over here, but you're essentially going to want to do, obviously, the same exact thing as before, and you're going to just go through and loot all these registers, and we will once again fast forward right now. Okay, and we actually did end up with 1 million, or actually we did end up with 1 million, right on the dot. That, I don't even know if that's right. Maybe because we're in trade. Like, what are the odds of that? There's almost no way. But, yeah, so we ended up with over 1 million rubles, which in total took us 15 minutes. Obviously, we're in a training raid, but it just shows you the potential of these keys and for how cheap the keys are now. I don't know if they actually will end up going up. But, yeah, if you're going to be running interchange, I would say definitely buy all these keys, because I maybe wouldn't hit them all in one raid, but if you do come in Oli, Idea, or Goshan, whatever side you come in on, I definitely think it's worth hitting the registers on that side of the map.